send that through now. Just keep an eye out for it, just in case it does go to junk mail. We'll send you a text closer to the time, so if you could confirm the appointment.
Okay, so I'm in my car after the appointment. Pretty much the doctor asked all the questions and how things started, like the history of my endometriosis and like the pain and how long ago and all that stuff. And my referring gynecologist, she also had sent a referral with all the details and the reports and everything. And it's pretty sunny out here. And so I will be having surgery is my last option. I pretty much exhausted every other option. And at this point, we're not planning to have any more children. So I was okay with the last resort, So she suggested that she's gonna do a hysterectomy, just remove the uterus and the cervix, uterus and the cervix, but preserve the ovaries, because ovaries are very important for women long term as they age. So she will not be removing them, but because my ovaries are pretty much stuck, she will be removing all the endometrial tissue around it, sort of scraping it off. But until she gets in there, she wouldn't know. Even though on ultrasound it says stage 3, they still wouldn't know how severe it is. So if there's endometrial tissue around the colon and the rectal canal and the bladder and all of that, then that makes things a lot more complicated, and they will work accordingly for that. And at the moment, the plan is to go in laparoscopically, so they'll make keyholes. I think she said, she gave me the details, and it was on the other one, but yeah, she pretty much drew all of these details for me. And but I think it's probably 6 or 8 keyholes around the tummy, one under the ribs, and if things get complicated, they will have to go in C-section style. So I signed the document today, pretty much confirming surgery and all that, and in the next few weeks I'll get more details about the procedure, the fees and everything. I live in Queensland and I'm going privately, so I do have private health insurance which will pay a part of it, but then I have to pay the excess amounts and probably some anesthesiologist charges and things like that, because it will be under general anesthesia. And the recovery time is 4 weeks. Because I have a lot of health complications, she said it could differ, but generally normal individual in average healthy person would only require about 4 weeks, but sometimes it can go over that. And the other thing is that so during that time I had to be very careful, but because they're preserving the ovaries, it can mean that in a few years I might get the symptoms back, but not as harsh, because the adenomyosis is going to be pretty cleared, so that's a huge part of it. I will still need to do pelvic physiotherapy. I've done that before as well, pretty much working with your muscles, because obviously after the uterus is gone, there's a gap in there, so to avoid prolapse and to make sure the muscles are working properly accordingly and adjusting the new environment. I had to continue that. And she said I might have to be put on other hormonal therapy afterwards, but that's something that I can look at after the surgery, after the recovery, and see how I go and how I feel. So that's the update right now. So I'm pretty much waiting for the surgery details and everything. I am very nervous. Other than my cesareans, I haven't had major surgery, and this will be my first ever major surgery. I have been put under general anesthesia a few times for like endoscopy, colonoscopy. I had 4 wisdom teeth removed. That was under general anesthesia because they were impacted. That was when I was very young, probably like 23, 22. So I'm very nervous about that and the recovery because, like, we have 2 children and my husband will have to take some time off work. It's gonna be a lot, so it's gonna be quite stressful in the recovery period, but my family is very supportive, my parents, and yeah, we'll see how things go and hopefully we can get through it. Obviously I will keep you updated. If there is anybody out there who's had a hysterectomy, laparoscopic surgery, for any other womanly issues, please leave a comment. Reach out to me. I would love to know your story to ease my nerves. I have anxiety, so it's really making me very nervous, and but I'm glad that there's a solution and that I can focus on the surgery and then the recovery and then getting myself back together. So yeah, if you have any experience, please let me know. I would love to know. And that's the update for now.